All right, all right. What is up, everyone? What is up, Facebook? Can you guys hear me? I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my mic so you guys can hear me a lot better. But if you guys are on the panel right now, just give me a thumbs up and let me know you guys can hear me good. All right. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and connect this. And I do apologize about the delay. For some reason, my mouse stopped working and I think it was just a lot going on. So it was like, give me a second. So while this is connecting, I see a lot of people on the panel. So I want to say thank you guys for hopping on. I'm excited about this training and what we're going to teach you today. I have a few guests on here that are also going to teach you what they did pretty much to become a six-figure earner using social media. So let me see if there's anybody else on here. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and record this as well. All right. So for those that don't know who I am, my name is Catherine Montez. I've been in network marketing since 2016, but like many, I didn't really do anything with the opportunity that I was presented at the time. Of course, I saw many opportunities on social media, but like many of us, I would sign up and not do anything with it, canceled and continue with my 9 to 5, right? Because even though we sign up with something, we get excited at first, but then we still have, that mindset where we're skeptical. Is this really real? Is it legit? Is it going to work for me? And we kind of limit ourselves into doing things. And I think that happens in everyday life, not just with business, but it can happen with relationships. It can happen with friendships. We put ourselves in this bubble because it's the safe bubble. And if you guys are on here, it's because you guys want to grow your business with anything. And this training is mainly for any business, whether it's travel or wellness, or you're in real estate, or maybe you're not in business yet, but you have one foot in and one foot out, and you're not really sure on how to get started. So we're going to help you. We're going to give you the blueprint on how I was able to fire my boss at 35 during an entire pandemic. Okay, while others were worried about work and we had essential workers and stuff like that. But for those that were quarantined, we were focused on how are we going to bring another dollar in? How are we going to feed our families? How are we going to pay for our bills? Because even though we were, during COVID and quarantine, our bills never stopped coming in. So during that time, I probably went through a midlife crisis or something, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But I thought it was a good idea to go completely in and do a full-time business. And I was able to make my first $250,000 using social media only, because of course we were quarantined and the only thing we could use was social media. That's when Zoom hit it big. We started doing, meetings for work. Amazon went crazy in sales. Everything was on social media. So I took that as the opportunity to grow with something. And my first company that I started with was in 2019, where I took serious. And everything else is pretty much history. So I'm going to go ahead and first I want to, if you guys are, of course, on the panel, if you want to go ahead and just share this picture one more time with anyone that wants to hop on the panel. If you guys are on social media, if you want to join us on the panel, you can go to exit9to5grind.com and the password is going to be blessed. So if you have any questions, you want to just have, the entire full experience, hop on the panel. I would love for you guys to join in. We'll do some Q&A later on. And then, we'll go from there. So I'm going to leave this up for a little bit so you guys can check it out, share it with your team. If you guys have a team, if you're already part of network marketing, affiliate marketing, digital affiliate marketing, and you want to share it with somebody that can use this, then I'll just share it with them, and then I will get started momentarily. I do have, like I said, a few people hopping on. They're going to go ahead and help me with this training. So you'll get to listen to, how social media was able to help them build their business. So let me go ahead and stop this and make sure I get uh, the right PowerPoint so I can start with the training. All right, and this will be it. Now, the first thing that we're going to go over is basically, how to start your business. Because of course, that's why we're here, right? So the main thing is how to start your business using social media. And social media now has become a very huge part of any business, to the point that I have friends that have a traditional business. And, at first they were probably making a little fun of me because I'm not a young adult and I was making content and pretty much using Facebook, TikTok, any platform that I could show my face. But now we're in 2026, and if you are not showing off your business using social media, then what are you really doing? So why do you want to use social media? It's because it's the fastest way to start a business. Okay, let me go ahead and move this over here because it's in my way. All right, so it's the fastest path to starting a business is using social media. Whether we like it or not, it is. Okay, like I stated, it's everything right now is social media. So you have to be using it. Okay. Why does it work? Because it costs $0 to share your opportunity, share your product, share your services. It gives you instant access to customers. Everyone is on social media. Okay, whether it's TikTok shop or you're just looking for something. We even have Facebook Market. You can buy furniture, cars, apartments, houses. Why? Because it's the fastest way to find a customer. Facebook and other social media platforms, they also have built-in tools for marketing that cost $0. You can check out your sales and you can check out how your things are going because they give you analytics. Okay, and it gives you the ability to test things out quickly. All right, so plain and simple, guys, social media is the only place where you can build an audience, validate an idea, and make your first sale all in the same week. I made my first $50 sale in 2019 because I shared a service and I got it out there. Why? Because companies are now using us as the vessel for their promotion. And every time someone signs up with our referral link, affiliate link, the company pays us. So you literally can start an entire business in a week if you use the services the right way. Okay, so for those that are not really sure on what exactly they should be doing, maybe you already have an idea, maybe you already have a niche, but not everyone does. So these are a couple of questions that you want to ask yourself. What's the kind of skill that you have right now? Is it cooking? Is it fitness? Is it editing? Is it photography? What's a skill that you're good at and you can share with others? What can you solve? What problems can you solve? I'm a big believer that if you are a solution to someone's problem, you become an asset. Okay. What products can you recreate? Can you sell? This is for those that have an idea on a business, but you're not really sure on where to go. And what's the service that you offer? Okay, these are some examples here you guys can use. People do ebooks, templates, courses. You can do freelance. You can do makeup artists, social media management, photography, tutoring, physical products. There's a lot of people that do wellness and travel. We also have clothing, candles, accessories, coaching, and consulting. If you guys have TikTok, you guys notice that there's TikTok shop and they sell everything and anything from health shakes to little gadgets, anything, umbrellas. I saw somebody yesterday had a whole furniture set, and it's a blow up. Like it's a, like one of those, what is it, those air mattresses? They had air furniture. So they had like an entire couch that they were selling on social media. So all you need to do, honestly, guys, is find a niche and you can sell anything on social media. Now, if you are just a beginner, you want to pick the best platform for yourself and you want to educate yourself. I would say just, start with one platform and then expand. Once you have your audience on one platform and you feel comfortable to start using other social media platforms, you can go ahead. You guys can take a screenshot of this. Instagram is better for visual branding, lifestyles, and products. Okay, why it works? Because they have reels and stories. So you can grow fast on Instagram. We have TikTok, fast audience building. Talk about your product. It goes viral. Facebook is great for local businesses and older audiences because a lot of the older crowd don't know about TikTok. They don't know about Instagram, but they have Facebook. We have YouTube here. It's for educational. And then we also have LinkedIn, which is more biz to biz. I just now started to play with LinkedIn. It has changed a lot since I last logged in. I started going to network events in my area to get close, meet like-minded people. And a lot of them were saying, well, you need to get back on LinkedIn. And now it's not like it used to. A lot more people are using LinkedIn. They're putting content out there, video content. They're talking more about their business. So I would say pick whatever platform you feel more comfortable with. Start there. Give yourself a 90-day run. And I mean literally 90 days every single day. Because when you're trying to build a business, you also have to be consistent. And we're going to go over that later on in this training. But just pick one. Which one do you think you can work best? And guys, use YouTube. There's many resources out there that are free. I know people will try to sell you a training. You don't need that. Everything that I've done has been pretty much for free. I've learned through trial and error. And you're gonna learn as you take your business to the next level that everything is going to be trial and error. Sometimes you might get frustrated, something might work for you that might not work for me, and vice versa. The point is that you continue building your business and you'll eventually start growing, okay? Because just how you probably saw this flyer, someone invited you, you probably been seeing it for almost 2 weeks, and you're like, I'm going to go ahead and check it out. You want to be in everybody's face, okay? Now, let me go ahead and invite this person in. All right. Now, create content that attracts customers to your page. I'm going to go over the 4 categories that are going to help you. Okay. Now, number 1, value. You want to build trust with your audience. So that means you're going to provide them with free tips, value, tutorials, how-tos, and what not to do. Okay. A lot of people, they start a business and they think that, all right, they go into what's called expert brain, and you want to put everything at once out there, but take a step back. I always say write things down to organize yourself. And one of the things you want to do is give people free tips. People love free. Okay. That's why a lot of people showed up on this training today, because they saw the word free. So you want to engage with your audience. You want to build that trust, because these people are going to eventually end up being either your customer or your business partner. Okay. Your story, your journey, lessons behind the scenes. If you guys been following me, you know that I tell you guys my story, how I started. Someone can relate to what you're going through. I feel like you don't have to be 100% transparent. You don't have to tell everyone, have word vomit, everything that goes on to your life, but let them know who you are. because at the end of the day, people are going to sign up with people that they feel good with and that they can relate to. So don't feel shy to tell your journey. And trial and error. There's times when I've had people tell me they're like, you should really put your bloopers out there. I make content and it might look great, but I have to go over videos over and over again. I'll make an 8-minute video because I'll mess up. I'll go over my words, and then that 8-minute video I edit it and turns into like 30 seconds because even though I know what I want to say, I still, you start stumbling through your own words and stuff like that. So I have people told me, they're like, you should throw those bloopers out there so they see that making content can be fun, but it's like, I laugh at myself. I look at the videos and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, I know exactly what I want to say. Why is this so hard? But we all get in in our heads. Proof. We want to share testimonials, results, transformations. Social proof is very important to share. Okay. So when you are building a business on social media, social proof is very, very, very crucial. Testimonials say a lot. Why? Because people are seeing results. Maybe you just started a business and maybe you don't have any results of your own, but you have a team, you have customers. Use those testimonials until you start building your own testimonial, your own proof. Results go a long way, and people will see that. I think when someone looks at a business, they're under the impression that it's just you and the business. They don't think about how long the business has been around and how many people it's helped. They just see it's you. So showing proof and testimonials and results, transformations, if you guys are in the wellness world, it helps a lot. And what do you offer? You know, what do you sell and how do you buy it? Let people know. There's something called a call to action. So anytime that you talk about your business, whether it's just a simple post or you make a video, you want to give them a call to action. And what that is pretty much telling them to send you a message. Send me a message for details or for info. Give them a way to get in contact with you. Hey, check out my link tree on my page, or check out my link tree on my bio. Facebook now allows you to put a linkable bio so people can just click on it and it takes them straight to your website. So make sure you're giving your customers, your potential prospects, a place to go so they can check out your product or your service. Okay. So, here is a simple formula down here. Sometimes people are under the impression that they're just going to post about their business one time and everyone is going to, throw themselves in your inbox. No, this is a simple formula you guys could, you guys can use for 90 days. And I guarantee you that you'll start to see people asking you, hey, what do you offer? What's your business, or what's your service? What's your product? So 3 value posts. Okay. One story, meaning utilize your stories. Okay. Everything on social media has a purpose. Use it. One proof, which is one testimonial, a result, transformation. And what do you offer? Okay. Repeat this on a daily and weekly basis. Once you start becoming more repetitive, it's just going to start becoming, second nature. Like when you wake up, you make your bed, you wake up, you brush your teeth, you shower. It's going to become part of your daily routine. And that's where a lot of people lack. They think that they're just going to talk about their service or their product one time. But, like I said, we're going to go over consistency in a little bit. So you want to make sure pretty much that you are visible to the eye, to people on Facebook. And make a note of this. The way that the algorithm works in any social media platform, not everyone sees your post. the same day. You're going to see, you're going to have a different audience. I post literally every single day, multiple times, and I have people tell me they haven't seen my post in weeks. And that's just because that's how Facebook's algorithm is. So it kind of like prioritizes who's going to see what. That's why it's so important to continue talking about your business, your service, your product, because the way that the algorithm is, you just want to make sure that you're being seen out there, okay? Let me see. So, how do you grow an audience? This is very, very simple, guys. Okay, like I stated, post consistently daily. Post daily. If you think that the post is silly, I don't care. Still click on post. We get in our own head and we say this doesn't look good. People don't care about the quality of the video. They only care about what you're offering, the value that you're giving out. There's been plenty of times when I make videos and I've gone live and I'm telling you I didn't brush my hair. And those are the videos that go viral. Why? Because when I'm posting is giving people value. I'm giving them a solution to their problem. And that's the only thing that people care about. And it's free. It's free value. It's free tips. Using trending audio. Now, when you're posting on social media, especially on TikTok, there's what's called trending audio. You want to pick the songs that are being used mostly, okay? And this might be, this little task might take a while, but just scrolling through social media, if you hear a song more than 3 times, then that's a trending audio. You want to use that trending sound. And there's more than just one, okay? You can choose from a variety. Now Facebook, mostly all social media platforms, they have an option where they have songs that are trending. It literally says trending, recommended, and if you save them. So they've made it a lot more easier for us to find trending songs. You just have to take the time to click on where it says trending and then just pick the one that you like. To the point that Facebook also helps you choose which area of the song is trending the most. Okay? I can show you guys in a little bit, but when I tell you that you have free resources on social media to build your business, you have it. There's no reason to pay anyone for training. Now, engaging with comments and DMs, and that's direct messaging. Anytime you make a post, and I've seen this time and time again, and this is where people also, like, it frustrates me because you get engagement. People are commenting, whether it's a good morning post. I love to do good morning posts or motivational posts. Why? Because you have people going to work around 7, 8, 6 in the morning. They probably woke up, on the wrong side of the bed, or just having a bad day. And they stumble across your page and you put something motivational or something. It's just a simple, I hope you have a good day. And if they comment back, thank you, you have a good day, just comment back. Why? Number one, Facebook wants you to engage with your audience. They want you to engage with people on your page. If you do that, they're going to start to favor your posts a lot more and keep putting you to the top. So now more people are seeing your page. Now people are going to click, well, this person is really motivating. Let me go ahead and check out what they got going on. Your Facebook is your resume. Okay. It used to be just a place of hanging out and finding friends. Facebook has turned into a complete business platform. So what you put on there is what people see. And if you're only talking about your business once every blue moon, they're not going to take what you do seriously, but if they see you that you're constantly talking about motivational stuff, you're inspiring them, you're telling them, hey, this is my business, this is what I do, hey, these are the results, someone just, was able to make this much money because they're doing great and sharing their product. Now they're going to get interested on what you're doing. But it's really important to engage in your comments. These are, again, they're strangers, but these are the ones that are going to turn into your customers and your business partners. Because if you are in business, what do you want to do? You want to continue to grow. You want to continue to expand. So you have to network. It's network marketing for a reason. So don't be shy. Say good morning back. Say hello. Engage with them. Build that trust. Build that friendship. Don't be scared of people, you know? Collaborations and shout outs. And I think this also goes with, testimonials. If someone is in your business, whatever you're selling or your product is, give them a shout out. There's many times when people, we in my company, we have a team group chat. So when someone sees results, whether or not they signed up with me, I shout them out. Why? Because they use the service, they use the product, they're seeing results. So I'm going to shout them out. Again, social proof is very important. And collab with people. If you know someone that's in your area and they're interested in business, go out to have coffee with them and then tag them. It doesn't take much to network with people. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I do network events in my area. And, that's how I meet people. They refer others to me and such. And, you can leave with a stack of business cards and potential clients and business partners. So get out of your comfort zone and collab with people and, give them shout outs. People will say, well, they didn't sign up with me. That's okay. But they signed up with your company. They signed up with your product. Shout them out. And, build that trust with others. And then hashtags. Hashtags, when it comes to hashtags, each platform, they do prioritize a certain amount. Um, TikTok now, they only allow 5 hashtags. But when you choose hashtags, you want to choose the ones that are in your niche, with your business. So let's say I'm just going to pick something up, but if you say you're in travel, right? You're in the travel business. If you're going to post a video on TikTok, you want to put hashtag travel talk, travel TikTok. They'll actually have a whole bunch of hashtags, and you can actually use ChatGPT to see, hey, what hashtags are trending right now on TikTok. When you use ChatGPT, you have to be very specific. So if you want to use hashtags for Facebook, then make sure you say, hey, ChatGPT, whatever you call him. I call mine Chip. I don't know if that makes me weird, but mine has a name. But you can say, hey, Chip, what are the trending hashtags right now on Facebook? And they'll let you know. AI is very important right now on social media or in your business. Many people utilize AI. I personally wasn't trying to use AI, but it is very important. So I've been using it a lot more than before. But yeah, if you're not sure about, hey, trending songs, also, hey, chat, GPT, what are the trending songs right now on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook? And they'll give you a list. So use it. Again, I mean, ChatGPT, they have 2 versions. They have a free one, and then they have one that you pay monthly. I use the free one, and it helps me just the same. So use your tool, use your resources. ChatGPT can definitely help you with that. Okay. And number 7, this is where people really get stuck. And let's go with creating a simple offer. Okay, people, they want to know, what niche can I offer to people? What do I do? There's people doing wellness. There's a whole bunch of people doing this. A whole bunch of people sharing this type of product. Don't worry about it, guys, because like I said earlier, your audience is always going to change. So I might sell something and you might sell the same, but they like your approach better. Just sell it. Okay. So you want to create a simple offer. An offer doesn't need to be complicated. It's just simply, there's many niches out there. You can choose one that works the best for you, anything. But, I always say choose something that you believe in, because I believe if you believe in the product or service, it'll make it a lot easier for you to share it. Talk about your product without feeling salesy or pitchy. You know, I will teach that in the next section. Use DMs to close sales. You want to you want your prospect to feel like they're being heard. There's times when I get people in the comments that are like, why don't you just tell us in the comments what's this, why are you being so secretive? And I tell people, well, I'm not being secretive. It's just, think about it. If you and I are trying to have a conversation and you want your questions answered, do you want it to be in a comment, in a thread where there might be 20, 30, 40 people all asking the same thing? No, you want me to give you my complete undivided attention. So that's why messaging people directly is important. Of course, if you want to have an engagement party, you guys can go ahead and do that. But when it comes to business and talking about having a prospect interested in your product or your service, you want it to be in your direct messenger. Just be one-on-one, okay? Because trying to do it in a thread, you're gonna lose the conversation, the comments. It gets messy. Plus, you don't want people to. Not everyone wants people to know their business, so they rather just talk in private. And building trust through content. Again, share free tips and give a little behind the scenes and what you offer. A lot of this training is going to be repetitive because it just makes sense. I think people overcomplicate things, and that's just us as human beings. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a very simple concept, and we'll go through everything. Now, here's a simple sales script for you guys. You guys could write it down. You guys could take a screenshot. Now, when you're talking to someone, you want to ask them what their, what the problem is, so you can be the solution. How can you assist them? How can you better their life? Here's the problem you're facing. Here's the solution. Here's how I can help. And then here's how I get it. So when you post something on social media, you want to make sure that you're capturing those people that have an issue, a problem, right? And you're letting them know, hey, I have the solution. Oh, you're trying to lose weight? Perfect. I have this. This can help you. It's helped me. I drink it every day, or I use it every day. These supplements are great. This is how it can help you. What's your weight goal you're trying to get to? How many times do you work out in a week? Stuff like that. Oh, and this is how you can get it. You can go to my page, my bio, or you can click on this QR code. Here's the link. So it goes full circle, okay? But at the end of the day, it does come to, you have to talk about your business. So with that is my part about starting a business using social media. If you guys got any value either on Facebook or in here, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see what we have on Facebook over here. All right, we got some 1s, we got some fires. Awesome. All right, so next, I'm going to bring on my business partner. She has been in the industry for, it's going on 5 years now, 6 years. And I actually met her because of this amazing industry. And the company that I'm part of she signed up with somebody. And this is the power of network marketing, guys. She didn't even sign up with me directly. She signed up with someone that signed up with them, and her mentor, her sponsor, completely like ghosted her. Okay, so she wanted guidance, she needed guidance, and me already being with the company, she reached out to me multiple times. And I was like, this person really wants a change. She really wants to learn how this business works. So I did take her under my wing and I became her mentor. And she turned to be an amazing person. She was able to quit her job. She worked 70 hours plus. She's a single mom. And I don't want to take her story from her, but I just want to say that this industry can bring you close to people that can really change your life, and you can change theirs. So I want to go ahead and introduce multiple six-figure earner. Okay. I'm really excited for her to be on here and what she's about to teach you guys. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and Mrs. Bonnie Roberts, where are you? There you are. Let me go ahead and ask you to unmute. And I think I have to make you co-host, right?
Yeah, or you may have to just make me host.
All right, I'll make you host. All right.
Can you hear me? Okay, awesome. Can you guys hear me on Instagram? I want a fire emoji or one in the comments. So, for those that are on Instagram, I apologize. You won't see my screen sharing everything, but we are recording this, so you'll be able to. I'll post that on my social media, so you'll be able to see it later. But right now, you just gotta listen to what I'm saying. So sorry. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay. All right. So we are going to be discussing the power of brand and consistency. And my opinion, that you can't have one without the other. And we're going to be discussing different phases. And it's funny because how Kat had mentioned, you know, that she had phases, and I was like, oh, she didn't even know that I was picking that as well. But before I start, I want to share a little bit about me for those on Instagram and those that are on this our panel that don't know me. I am a single mom of three, 19, 12, and 14. My two youngest are girls. My oldest is a boy. Me and my kids really do live our best life, but it hasn't always been that way. It hasn't always been a bed of roses. Me and my kids went through a really nasty divorce that left us homeless. And then shortly after that, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. So life was lifing, but I truly believe that we all go through dark times like that. Why? Because it pushes us to be the person that we're meant to be. Not only that, but our story is meant for people coming into our lives. I really do believe that. And, I did the best thing that I could was take a chance, a risk on myself. And I risked it all for my kids. Why? Because I was tired of living paycheck or paycheck to paycheck, right? Because I would get paid Friday, and guess what? On Monday, I was broke again. Eh, I was tired of that. I wanted something better. I wanted to leave a legacy for my kids. So that's why I made the decision to go with network marketing. And it's, like Kat said, I fired my boss at the age of 38. I am a multi six-figure income earner, and by the grace of God, it has allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom and be in the moment, which that's what it's all about. For me, it's all about time freedom. Okay. Because I do want to be a present parent to my three kids. So let's get started. Again, we will be discussing different phases on and breaking down the power of brand and consistency. Again, it ties in together. Um, so let's get started. So phase one is internal foundation. It's your why, right? Before logo, before website, before creating an Instagram bio, you have to define the soul, the heartbeat. Because if you don't know who you are as an individual, the market's not going to know either, right? So it's imperative. So what is your why? Why do you want to do what you want to do? Whatever the business is. Why? What is it about? Identify your superpower. What do you do better than most people in your space? Be honest, be specific, okay? Turning complicated loans or processes into a step-by-step clarity, or let's say you do, you know, um, health and wellness. You show people step by step on how to focus and, you know, lose weight on, or gain muscle in your arms, lose belly fat or whatever it is, right? You got to give that clarity. You have to stand out amongst everybody else. You see what's trending and you do it just a little better, right? Spotting talent within 10 minutes when others take weeks, moving faster than other brokers in your city or whatever you're doing, right? Protecting families with airtight coverage no one else explains properly. Your superpower is not helping people. That's generic, right? That's boring. Even though we are helping people, but you need to paint a picture, storytell. You have to become a great storyteller, right? Your superpower is the thing people say about you after working with you. Wow, nobody explained it like that before. Or what that was way easier than what I expected. Man, you're fast. Or that's your edge. And your edge is what your superpower is. Okay. Define your target audience. That is imperative. That is your lifeline, right? You cannot serve everyone. Note that you are not meant to save everyone. Not everyone is your tribe. But the real question is, who is your tribe then? Because those are your people. Those are the people that you're meant to help. Okay. Let's say if you try to protect everyone, then guess what? You're not going to protect anybody. You're not going to help anybody because it's so broad. It's not specific enough, right? Specific beats broad every time. Instead of, well, I help business owners, you say, I help construction business owners with 5 to 20 employees and fill in the blank, right? Now you are clear, you're precise, Now you're positioned. Now you're memorable. You're making a stamp. You're making yourself known, noticed, right? When you speak directly to someone's world, they feel seen. And when people feel seen, they trust you, right? Because that's what it's all about, is being quickly trying to get them to trust you, right? Because you do offer a service that people need or a product that people need. But again, not everybody is meant for you. So keep that in mind. Craft your onlyness statement. This is your positioning weapon. Complete the sentence, and you can put it in the chat if you're on the panel, or you can put it in the comments on Instagram if you want to. I am the only person who helps blank achieve, right? Results by using whatever your unique method is. That's your secret sauce. I am the only person who helps this specific audience achieve results by using my unique method. And whatever that method is, that's who you are. For example, I am the only advisor who helps construction businesses, owners secure equipment in a three-step approval system, right? This forces clarity. Add clarity builds confidence. Now we've built your foundation. Next, we make it visible, right? Because again, your brand is speaking for you when you're not speaking, right? Phase two, the visual identity. The look, your brand has a uniform. And when people land on your page, they should immediately feel security, competence, and authority. Those are imperative. If they don't feel that, you're wasting your time. Choose your colors. Colors communicate before you even say a word, before you even schedule an appointment with them. So I always recommend going with these colors. Navy blue says, I can trust you with my money. Gold and black says, this is premium. White and gray says, clean, efficient, modern. Pick 2 to 3 colors max, but stay consistent. If your brand color changes every week, your authority disappears and people are not going to take you seriously. Point blank, period. Consistency creates recognition, and recognition creates trust. Professional imagery. You're going to want tomography, imagery, and graphic styles. So let's be honest. If your profile picture looks casual, grainy, or even worse, a animal, or you simply take it in your car, people subconsciously are going to lower your value. It's just how it goes. That's how our brains operate, right? If you are the face of protecting, or you're the face of helping somebody lose weight, whatever it is, travel, right? Your photos should look like the person already managing $1 million deals, traveling, helping clients that, whatever, right? You want to have that $1 million mentality. So you want to look like $1 million. You want a clean background. You want strong posture, confident expression, well-fitted suit or business attire, right? You're not pretending to be successful. You are successful. So show it. You're presenting yourself as capable. And another thing is fonts matter more than what you think. So they also need to be clean, bold. You don't want to do curly fonts, script fonts, playful, fun fonts. I like to have fun too, but this is a business, so treat it as such. If you want to be taken seriously as an expert in whatever business you're doing, then your design must reflect seriousness. Professionals design says, hey, I'm stable, and stability sells. People buy into stability. Now your brand looks powerful, but looks alone doesn't convert. That's where content comes in. And what Kat and I are going to be teaching, actually, we're going to be playing off of each other and expanding it, right? Because of what we're teaching. They all come together. I like to use fun facts. Yes, I'm kind of nerdy this way, but whatever. So statistically, it is proven that visual identity must reflect the brand's personality traits, such as trustworthiness, innovation, or friendliness. Misalignment reduces customers' trust. There's a report by Forrester highlights brands that synchronize visuals and personalities see a 25% in customer loyalty scores. 25% increase, y'all. That's mind-blowing. Phase three, the content engine or the voice. Developing a consistent brand voice and tone, creating value-driven content across platforms, storytelling, that builds emotional connection. This is where you prove your expertise daily. You got to storytell. You got, like Kat mentioned earlier, you got to share your story. I'm not saying air your dirty laundry. There's some things you share, there's some things you don't share. But you do want to share enough about yourself because people buy into people, not on products or services. Because you can have 5 people selling or, have the same business, but they resonate with me because of my story. Because they're a single parent too. So they want to come with me because they understand. They know that I understand being a single parent isn't easy. Okay. Authority is not claimed, it's demonstrated. The rule of thirds. You want to have educational at 40%, personable or relatable at 30%, and social proof, like Kat was mentioning earlier, at 30%. So relatable is sharing personal things about yourself, about your story, about where you've come from, what you've been able to accomplish, what you've went through to get to where you're at, right? Educational teaches the what. It breaks down how to qualify with, you know, whatever you're selling, right? Why most, um, let's say a business is trying to get business funding, right? But you break down what an application gets denied and why they get denied. You make yourself valuable. You educate, right? Social proof is like, again, like Kat said, client wins, testimonials, behind the scene deals, structuring, screenshots of approvals with, you know, making sure that the names are, removed. Don't just say you're good. You have to show receipts. Confidence backed by evidence converts, right? Relatable. This is where people connect with you. You want to share your story. Why do you care about protecting families? About your faith. I talk about my faith all the time because God knows I would not be where I am today without Him. Point blank, period. But I had to be a willing vessel to take action, to do the work, right? Talk about your journey from struggle to stability. People don't buy expertise, they buy alignment. Trust grows when people understand your heart. So, again, when I say people buy into people, this proves it. Creating value-driven content across platforms. One, you're going to define value objectives. Two, create multi-format assets. Three, distribute cross platforms. What that means is Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, so on and so forth, right? Four, measure and iterate, right? Content that educates, entertains, or inspires yield higher audience retention and conversion. HubSpot research states that value-driven content increases lead generation by 80% and the customer retention by 60%. Cross-platform consistency amplifies reach while meeting users' expectations on each channel or each platform, right? So it's imperative. You want to build rapport. You want my thing is, it is huge, is the golden rule, right? I treat my clients the way I want to be treated. I don't want to feel like just a number, right? I want to build a rapport, even if it's, getting them on a phone call and just talking to them, finding out really what their why is, why they need the services, how you can be the solution, but show them, go that extra mile. All right. If you have an app, you walk them through the app. You do an onboarding process, whatever your business is. That's a must. It's not a one and done thing. You want to then check in on them, right? See how they're doing, get feedback from them because that's the only way you're going to learn as a business owner, right? But maybe you have to tweak something. You're not going to know until you ask. You speak up. Closed mouths don't get fed, right? You want to have that customer as a lifetime customer. So spend the time with them. That has to happen. Storytelling that builds emotional connection. Humanize the brand, data-backed impact, and authenticity builds trust. Okay. Storytelling humanizes brands, creating emotional resonance that drives loyalty. 92% of consumers prefer brands that tell compelling stories. And this is fact by Sprout Social 2024. Narratives leveraging authentic experiences fosters trust and encourage advocacy, crucial for long-term brand success. Again, it's all about the pain points, right? People buy on emotions. They're impulsive. It's normal. We all do it, right? But this is the key to your success in building any business. Phase 4, the ecosystem. So the ecosystem is building your brand's digital footprint, engaging with audience across channels or platforms, right? With audience across um, cultivating a loyal community and brand advocates. A brand that lives in one place is fragile. You want to have it stationed in multiple places so you can have stability. People need to have your presence, okay? To optimize your bio in all of your platforms, right? That's imperative. Your bio is not decoration, it's a landing page. Think of it as your digital card, business card, right? The first line needs to state, what do you do? I help business owners with XYZ, right? Line 2 is social proof. Over 25 million in funding secured, 10 years experience, or whatever it is, right? Helped over 200 people lose X amount of weight in 90 days or 6 months, right? The line 3 is going to be a call to action. Book your free consultation below. It's clear, direct, and actionable. No fluff, no mystery, it's to the point, and that's what you need. And then, of course, you want the follow through. Consistency is the heartbeat of authority. Again, you need to post 3 to 5 times per week minimum. And personally, if you're trying to grow a following, that needs to be per day. And honestly, I know Kat and we post way more than that. On Facebook, I post 20 to 30 times a day. Instagram, I post 3 times a day. TikTok, you need to post 3 to 6 times a day. LinkedIn, 4 to 6 times a day. And like Kat said, we need to engage with every comment, respond. Show them you're not a robot. Show that they care or they matter, right? You're human, right? You want people to respond to you. So why wouldn't you respond to other people? It's common sense, y'all. Building your brand's digital footprint, you need the first website launch. 2, you need social media integration. 3, you need SEO optimization. 4, content creation. 5, multi-channel engagement or multiple platforms. You want to use email, paid ads, partnerships, etc., right? But that is for if you're already making money. I don't recommend doing paid ads, especially when you can do it organically for free. It may take longer, but it's free. I'll let that sit there. And 6, performance analysis. Okay, an integrated digital presence, including website, social media, SEO, improves discoverability and credibility. And this is found in Gardner. Companies with strong digital footprints achieve 40% more qualified leads. Multi-channel or platforms approaches adapts to evolving consumer browsing habits, increasing engagement opportunities, and so on and so forth. So yes, you want to focus on every platform you can be on. It's a no-brainer. Work smarter, not harder. And guess what? You can use the exact same content that you're using on Facebook to put on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever. Okay? Engaging audience across channels. You want to use email, you can do constant contact, social media, direct interaction. You want to go live. You want to, comment and then respond to their comments. You want to direct them to DMs, so on and so forth. Feedback loops, right? These engagements create seamless customer experience. Brands communicating consistently across email, social media, and direct interactions increase retention by 89%. I'm a factual person, y'all. It's very black and white. This is the secret sauce to social media. This is how you build rapport without having to drive, multiple places. You can literally do all of this in your home or anywhere. All you need is a laptop or a phone, internet, Wi-Fi, whatever. I'm going to let that sink in. Active two-way communication strengthens relationships and feeds real-time feedback loops for improvement. Cultivating a loyal community and brand advocates increases customer retention and can boost profits by 25 to 95%. Just focusing on the 5% can boost that 25 to 95%. Loyal brand communities amplify word of mouth and reduce acquisition costs. So who wants to start getting word of mouth? Because that's powerful too. Research shows from Bain and Company reveals increasing customers' retention just by 5% can boost profits by 25 to 95%. That's how you can get 100, 200, 300, 400 sales a week or less. I've done it. Kat's done it. Strategies include exclusive content, reward programs, social proof mechanisms to sustain advocacy. Y'all, it's a no-brainer. The power of consistency. Again, you can't have one without the other. You have to have a brand and you have to be consistent. They go together. Like PB&J. Build a business that survives your mood, your fatigue, slow seasons, algorithm changes. I don't know about you all, but algorithm changes is a thorn in my side sometimes. And market is chaos. Because here's the truth. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired, right? I know I can. Winners work when they don't, when they're not inspired, when they have a bunch of chargebacks because customers aren't happy with their product or whatever the case is. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's unstoppable. You have to show up every day. If you want to take your business or you're at the beginning stage of it to grow your business, you have to keep showing up. But if you want to take it to that next stage, that next elevation, guess what? You got to step up. You got to show up more. You got to do more. You got to put more time into it. Even if it's, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours a day. Show up. Be consistent. Why consistency outperforms inspiration? It's proven 33%. While inspiration sparks initial interest, consistency builds enduring relationships. Brands practicing consistent messaging and visual identity outperforms competitors with erratic efforts by up to 33%. And the brand equity growth. Stable brand experiences breed trust and predictability, valued by customers. It's a must. If you're not predictable, if you're not trustworthy, they ain't gonna buy your product or your services because they're not gonna trust you. So practical strategies for consistency, understand the trust dividend, build systems, not just schedules. Define your non-negotiables, the 3 rule or the rule of 3. Audit your environment. So understand the trust dividend. In business, trust is currency, it's money. Let's break it down. If you post once a month, you're a stranger. If you post 3 times a week, you're beginning to be familiar. If you show up with value every single day, you become a voice people look for. That's the trust dividend. Every time you show up, you deposit into that trust bank. Every time you disappear, you withdraw from it. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. When you vanish for 2 weeks, your audience doesn't just wait for you, okay? They move on. The market keeps talking. Your competitors keep showing up. Consistency compounds, but so does inconsistency. You don't build authority in one viral post. No, it's gonna take more than just one viral post, y'all. Come on now. You build it in 100 steady ones. So shift your mindset. You're not just posting, you're paying interest on the trust you want to earn. Secondly, define your non-negotiables, the rule of 3. Burnt out happens when you try to win everywhere at once. It's not smart. Consistency happens when you win in 3 places every day. 3, that's it. Just 3. No overwhelm, no chaos, just clarity. Pick your 3 non-negotiables. For example, lead generation. Revenue doesn't happen by accident. Reach out to 5 potential clients, follow up with old leads, start conversations. No leads, no business. Simple. Point blank, period. No leads, no money. 2, content or visibility. Post one value-driven piece of content, not fluff, not selfies, just value. teaching something, solve a problem, be the solution, share insight. Visibility creates opportunity. Silence creates invisibility. 3, self-development. You cannot outperform your knowledge. 20 minutes a day studying your market, your craft, on your mindset keeps you sharp. The market evolves. Your competitors evolve. And guess what? You need to evolve too. When you hit these 3 things daily, you will win every single day. And when you have enough wins every day, guess what? You win for the year. The third one, build systems and not schedules. Motivation is unreliable. You will not always feel disciplined. You will not always feel confident. You will not always feel inspired. But that's why you build systems. Systems don't care about your feelings. They don't. So get over it. Have your good cry. Suck it up. Move on. Batching. Instead of stressing every day about content, sit down on Sunday for 2 hours. 2 focused hours. That's the key word. Focused hours, right? Create all your posts for the week. Now you're not scrambling. You're executing. Clarity replaces chaos. Automation. Schedule your posts. If, now, disclaimer, your posts aren't going to be pushed out as normal if you do it organically because the apps, social media wants you to post it right then and there. But I would rather you schedule a post and to get the content out than not to. So let's be smart, right? You can automate emails, use constant contact, right? Set reminders for follow-ups. Block a time for that. Your business should be speaking even when you are sleeping. That's leverage. It's all about working smarter, not harder, right? The checklist method. Track your non-negotiables daily. There's something powerful about crossing off a task. It's rewarding. And celebrate, y'all. You got to celebrate everyone, even if it's small as this. Like, I think it's what, 67 days or 65 days is proven that you do it for 65 days, then it becomes a habit. But you have to do that for 65 days to break a habit as well, right? It's a small psychological win. A win is a win, right? And a small win stacks into momentum. Momentum builds identity. You stop saying, I'm trying to be consistent. You start saying, I am consistent. That shifts, changes everything in your mindset. And the last one, audit your environment. Most people don't lack discipline. They lack boundaries. Your phone isn't neutral. Notifications are not neutral. Random scrolling is not neutral. They still focus. If you want to be consistent, protect your production zone. And then time blocking. Create a daily power hour. Notifications off, phone off, door closed. During that hour, you only want to do revenue generating activities. No email, no scrolling, no quick checks. Deep focus creates deep results. And then accountability. Tell someone your goal. Have a workout partner or an accountability partner. Tell your audience you are posting daily for 30 days. Go on a live, share it. Trust me, they're going to hold you accountable. Tell a mentor you're hitting 5 new leads per day and let them know at the end, hey, I got this. I got I got 5 new leads today. When people know your target, you're less likely to disappear. You're going to show up. It's going to force you to. Or if you want to go live and you schedule it on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, guess what? You will get a violation if you don't show up. You don't want that. They can eventually take your page down. So it forces you to show up even if you don't want to. Pressure creates performance. Practice the 1% rule. Consistency is not perfection, it's persistence. Some days you'll feel strong, some days you'll feel drained. On drained days, shrink the task, but don't delete it. Can't work an hour? Well, work 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Can't write a full article? Post a powerful tip. Can't do everything? Well, do something. The rule is simple. Never have 2 0 days in a row. One missed day is human. 2 days is a new habit forming. And habits are powerful, good or bad. The 1% rule means you improve slightly every day. Tiny disciplines, repeated daily. That's how empires are built. Anyone can sprint. Few can endure. Consistency is not flashy. It doesn't go viral. It doesn't always feel exciting, but it builds reputation. It builds revenue. It builds resilience. And eventually, it builds your freedom. Some just small disciplines repeated daily lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to be the loudest. You don't need to be the one who keeps showing up. Or, sorry, you just need to be the one who does keep showing up, right? Because in business, the consistent one wins. And that's it, y'all. I think I have to, um, oh, if you found that was powerful, I want you guys to light up the chat. I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat, and I want to see a bunch of fire emojis, okay? Now I'm trying to figure out how the heck I'm supposed to get you to host. Hold on. Make host. Got it.
All right. Thank you. If you guys enjoyed what Bonnie was like giving you guys, those were gems. I wrote some things down. Those that are note takers are the money makers. So if you guys got value from branding and consistency, I know I did. Go ahead and put some fire emojis in the chat. Make this into a party, guys. Consistency. I know you said consistency is not sexy, but I think it is sexy. I think you need to be consistent, and that goes with anything in life, not only business, but relationships, friendships, stuff like that. So I'm big on being consistent. And yes, it's one of the main reasons why people do not, succeed with social media and promoting and marketing their business because they're not consistent. And yes, you can create that habit. People are consistent with being inconsistent. So if we can just change that mindset to where we start being more consistent, I mean, it's our business. If we're not consistent, if we don't show up to our 9 to 5, we don't get paid, right? So we want to product knowledge, which literally goes hand in hand when you're building a business online, because it is important for you to know exactly what you are, sharing with the world. People sign up and they think that, okay, I signed up, I'm going to make all this money, but they have no idea what they got themselves into. They have no idea what their product is or their service. And then they start to get frustrated and discouraged, and then they quit within 24, 48 hours, right? This is not for me. But anyone can do this. And the main thing is product knowledge. And this is the everything that we've been talking about when it comes to branding and being consistent and how to start a business using social media. It's everything that we have used. There's no gatekeeping here. These are literally steps that we have taken. We've gone out of our comfort zone, and it's allowed us to be where we are. And one of the things that I learned and unlearned being in network marketing was that a lot of people, they love to be flashy. They love to, show you the cars and the money and everything, but they don't even know themselves. That saying, fake it till you make it. Half the time they don't even know themselves what they're doing. They were trained and they got used to, I'm just going to go ahead and put this belief up there, and then that's it. They don't really show you how to be successful and be consistent being successful, because being flashy and showing all this materialistic stuff can only get you so far. So when I started with my first company in 2019, the first thing that I did was actually start using the services. And I don't know how many of you in here have been in sales or customer service or anything, but if you work at a restaurant, if you are a bartender, if you work at Home Depot, it doesn't matter what it is, but when people go up to you and they say, "Hey, where's the paint?" or "Where can I get, where's the bathroom stuff?" You subconsciously would say, "Oh, it's on aisle 4." But that's something you needed to learn. You needed to learn which aisle our things are in. You need to know your product knowledge. If I come up to you and I say, "Hey, can this product help me with what I need it to do?" I mean, are you going to look up on ChatGPT? Are you going to say, "Let me find someone that can help you"? No. You need to learn these things. Whether you're in a 9 to 5 or you're trying to build a business, you should know exactly what you got yourself into. It's not just signing up because you like the person, but it's also, okay, how can I share this with people? And this is one thing that I taught my team, is stop focusing on how many people or how much money can I make, and change it to how many people can I help? How many people can I show this? Can I put this in front of? And a lot of people lack in this because of course, we're all in business to make money, but what's going to make you money is going to be your knowledge and when you become a product, the product. So one of the things that you need to understand is you have to understand your service and your product. So when you explain it, you're not sounding pitchy, you're not being salesy, but you are just educating them on what it is. So what it is, what it does, who it helps, and why this matters. Why should they sign up with you? What's the solution that you could, what's the problem you could be the solution to? And it's really important that people understand that we market things on a daily basis. From the restaurant we go to, from the clothes that we wear to the coffee that we drink. You tell someone, hey, go check out this coffee shop because this acai bowl was great or this coffee was great. You don't have to tell them, you don't stand there and say, well, it's a pretty sugary color and I like it because, you already know, well, it helps me throughout the day. It tastes great. It's healthy. It's, you can add, oat milk or almond milk, stuff like that. You guys get it, right? So when you know your product, you are not being pitchy or anything. You're just educating people. Okay. So bottom line, you can't sell what you don't understand. The more you know about your service and your product, the easier it is to talk about it just naturally. Just going to the grocery store and you just happen to have a conversation. Hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, well, I teach people or I educate people or I am the solution to someone's problem. So I think if you know what your product is, everything else just comes into place. Okay, so why does product knowledge matter? Because it gives you confidence. Okay, it shows you that you know what you're talking about. Your whole demeanor is different. Your shoulders are down. You're talking to them. You're looking eye and eye contact is important. You're not trying to figure out. Let me go ahead and talk to my upline and see what they say. You already have that confidence because you took the time to educate yourself on what your product is or your service. Okay. It helps build trust. Meaning you don't have to, use fancy words or anything. You just know how to explain it pretty much, in other words, dummy it down to where people understand what the product is because people don't care, that the product already exists. They buy because they understand what it can do for them. Now, I'm going to go over the 5 parts again for product knowledge. Sorry, Zoom kicked us out. I think that's a good problem. Usually, when I attend trainings, there's Zoom kick us out like 10, 20 times. So I don't think that's a good problem. So know the product, your product features. What's included, what does it do, and how does it work, right? Number 2, know the benefits. Knowing the benefits answers the question, why should I care? Why should I buy from you? Your service or product, what can it do for me? People want to know what the service can do for them. And if you don't know how to explain the benefits, they're going to go somewhere else. You can sell a service or a product on social media and share it all day long, and someone else can too. But if you don't know the ins and outs of your service or your product, they're going to go to the person that does, that makes them feel comfortable, that they can trust. Number 3, know the problem it solves. Every product should have every product should solve a real problem. People are looking for solutions and affordable solutions. Something that's affordable for their pocket and something that they're going to get that can help them get out of whatever, problem they're in. So if you're going to want to start a business, maybe you are already in a business. You can be in real estate. You can be in wellness. What's the solution? What solution do you offer to people's problems, right? Number 4, know your ideal customer. You should be able to answer who this is for, what do they struggle with, and what do they want. When you know the answer to these questions, you can turn any no to a yes. And then your product or your service, because you're sharing it on social media, you're going to start to get your audience is going to start to, well, the right audience that you're looking for is going to start to come without you even trying. But again, you have to be consistent and know the results. Results always build trust. And if you don't have any results yet, You can use, past customer before and after testimonials, screenshots from other people on your team. Not everyone that starts a business or a company, you're not going to have your results, your own results right away, right? But you can use your team's past customers, anything. And if you are with a company like I am, we have team chats and team groups where our members actually share their testimonials. And like I said earlier, whether or not they signed up with you, you can still use them. Social proof is important. So, last but not least, use your own product, your service. There's a lot of times when people say, well, I don't need to use the service. Then number one, why did you even sign up with this company if you're not planning on using the service yourself or use the program? Oh, well, I don't need to. Okay, well, you can call the company, you can still educate yourself until you have to use it. There's been plenty of times with the companies I'm with, I didn't think I was going to have to use the services, and I did more than once. Don't prejudge and say, well, I'm never going to have to use this. And why would you sell or promote anything that you're not going to use yourself? You should be your first customer. You should be your first testimonial. You should be your first belief. And even if you don't need to use it, educate yourself with it because that's what's going to be important. Now, before I end this, I want you guys to look at this and take a screenshot, save it, use this as a cheat sheet. This is a simple formula that can help you guys. What's my product? It helps by solving the main benefits are, the ideal customer is, and the results they can expect are. Now, if you are in a business and you can't answer all of these questions, then your homework is to go and educate yourself on what your service or your product is. Because if you can't answer these simple questions, then there's no way that you'll be able to educate others. And then when you're able to answer all these questions, turn it into a simple post on your page. Hey, I have this product. I have this service. It can help people with this. And the benefits are, I'm looking for 5 people that need this. And then you can let them know, I usually tell my members when they should expect results. It does vary. So you do want to put a disclaimer on there, but just say, most of my customers or most of my members, they start to see results or, something in within that bubble that you could give them. People like to know time frames. Well, if you put in the work, you can start to see results during this time. You're trying to lose weight. Well, how much weight are you trying to lose? This product that I have, this shake, whatever it is, these supplements. I've seen customers start losing weight within 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So your homework again tonight is to answer these questions. And if not, go to your company's page, do your research. So that way, when you start sharing it with the world on social media, you'll have content, you'll have posts. Okay. Also, you guys can go ahead and check out my page, Bonnie's page. We have 2 more speakers coming out. We have a couple of testimonials for you guys. But you guys can use our profile like a little cheat sheet. We're all in different businesses, but it's all pretty much the same concept. Stay consistent, brand yourself, put a nice picture of yourself, cover page clear. You want people to know exactly what your page has to offer. So the next person I want to bring up, it's going to be a first-time speaker. So we're going to go ahead and give her some love. Okay. She is not only my business partner, but she's my wife. And she was able to quit her full-time job a few years ago because of this opportunity, but I'm not going to go ahead and tell you guys that much. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Lauren to come on. I just have to switch seats with her because she's here. So give her a round of applause, guys. And here is Lauren.
Hello. Yes, this is my first time speaking. Hello, everyone. Oh, I got a mic. Hey there. Perfect.
Got it.
I got it. Okay, good. All right, everyone. Hello. For those that may not know me, I am Lauren Montez. I started my business out in July 2022. I was only working on it part-time while I was still juggling my 9 to 5. And once I started making 5 figures, that's when I went full time with my business. And from there, I quit my 9 to 5. And it was about a year later. So from there, it's history. My wife really honestly is my biggest inspiration. She's the reason why I started doing what I'm doing. I was able to see firsthand, just being with her, how she educates so many people through our service, and the growth that she's really had with our business has been immense. So she's really one of my biggest motivations. Um, Now that I am doing this business, I've been able to educate others as well and see their own growth with the product that I've been offering. It's also allowed me to be my own boss. I've been having time freedom to be able to work from anywhere on my phone, which has been amazing because I get to spend time with my mom whenever I want, which has been one of my biggest goals, and be able to travel with my wife without having to ask for anyone to take time off at a job. So that's been honestly so rewarding to me. But overall, social media and being consistent has been the reason my business has grown. Coming from someone who's super camera shy, like, I don't know if you could tell I'm really nervous, but I am. It is necessary to use social media as a tool and put yourself out there to grow your brand. These ladies have been amazing. They have given you so much value. I definitely want to thank you guys for having me here and listening to my testimonial. And if you guys did find value from this training, put a fire emoji down in the chat. And I'm going to pass it back on to my wife. Do you want to go with a mic?
Yes.
Here you go.
All right. Didn't she do amazing, guys? Yes, incredible value. Listen, that was her first time training like on a Zoom like this. So if she can do it and she's super, super shy, you guys can do it too. Now, the last person that I want to bring on here is going to be personally my newest business partner. She's amazing. She's been with the industry for quite some time, but now I have the pleasure to work with her, and I've seen her growth, and she does amazing on social media. She is the queen of being consistent, okay, and sharing value. So I just needed to have her on here. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute Miss Tia Chanel. Are you there?
All right, hopefully you can hear me. All right, perfect, perfect. So, guys, I just wanted to say thank y'all for tuning in. It's amazing training. Thank you, Kat and Bonnie, for having me here. So, my name is Tia Chanel. I reside in the DC area, the DMV area, and I've been making income online seriously since 2020. I got introduced in 2019, but took it seriously in 2020. And one thing I could say is consistency does go a long way. I do work a 9 to 5. My background is early childhood and education. So I've been a teacher working with infants all the way to middle school students and having that fundamental early childhood. But when the pandemic hit around in 2020, I was home. The job that I was working at closed down, and so I had to learn how to hustle, in other ways. And just getting 2 to 3 jobs wasn't an option for me. So I got introduced to doing long form and short term form content with digital products and services. And it took me a long way. I was able to still pay my rent during the whole time, even when I was home. I was able to make 5 figures with it. And my goal is to make 6 figures so I can walk away from my 9 to 5. Currently, I'm in property management, but I just know that this is something I really want to do is to continue to impact families and educate in another different level with just, you know, doing what I love to do without having to go through the whole, putting PTO and different things like that. And so, although I'm grateful for it, my ultimate goal is to do this full time. But I'm here to tell you, even if you do work a 9 to 5, it's definitely capable because everything is content. I take my phone everywhere. I travel a lot with family and friends, and they even joke with me like, "T, you recording?" But listen, it's making income, with all my nieces and nephews and different things like that, helping them with birthdays and things like that, and also financially getting my credit together and things like that. So I'm here to tell you, if you was on the fence of it thinking, hey, I'm too busy, you're never too busy to better yourself. And even when life was life and different transitions that I went through during this time, just by me having that value on social media, people to this day see old videos of me and they say, hey, I remember when you did this and now you've grown from that. So that means a lot to me. And so my ultimate goal for 2026 is to hit that 6-figure mark so I can say bye to my 9 to 5. I mean, I am thankful for it, but at the same time, I just know the gift that I have. And, go for it, guys, because one thing I can say is it was very impactful for me. I built some really good relationships and super excited to be partnered with Kat and Bonnie and so many other people that I have met and during this transition. And I'm just looking forward to what 2026 has got to offer. So, again, thank you guys for having me. Continue to put yourself out there, guys. And then one thing I can say, consistency is what really matters. It's not about how you look, it's not about what you're driving, it's not about your how much money you're coming from, because we all come from different backgrounds and humble beginnings. But it's all about just putting that value and showing up for you. If you want to be your own why, it's okay. You don't have to have children, different things like that, but just be your own why, be your own rescue. And I'm telling you, it's gonna take you a long way. Okay, that's all I got, guys.
Yes, that was fire. Thank you so much, Tia. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for being on here, taking the time to do this training. Believe it or not, this was my first training that I was hosting on my own. Usually I host with other people, but this was our first training as a unit here. I mean, we have so many other people on our team, but I said, you know what? I need these three ladies on the panel with me so we can spit fire. So if you guys enjoy the training, let me know down below. Put a number 1 down below. I know we had a couple of issues with Zoom, but hey, that's what happens. It happens with business all the time. So if you would like to see more trainings like this, then if you follow Bonnie, go ahead and give her some love on her page. If you follow me, give me some love on my page, and Tia and Lauren. And we will do more trainings like this for sure, because we are in the industry where we want you guys to build. We should be helping each other. And like I said, free training, that's what matters. If I can teach you exactly to do what I did, and you can just duplicate that to your team, to your business, then I already did what I needed to do. And I'm pretty sure these other three amazing ladies agree with me. So once again, thank you for hopping on here. I know that the training was a little bit longer than I wanted to, but hey, you guys stayed here. And like I said, the note takers are the money makers. So until next time, I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon.